morning class. So now we are going to study about chapter 2, that is life of man to stone age. Chapter 2, which we have been continuing. So the name of the chapter is life of man to stone age. And now in life of man to stone age, we have already discussed about Paleolithic age. So as a continuance, when we have started, we have done the classification of Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age and Neolithic age. So the Paleolithic age, which extended from 25 lakh years to 10,000 BCE years, and now when we are discussing about Mesolithic age, it starts from 10,000 BCE to 8,000 BCE. So now let's get a quick recap about the Paleolithic age. So what was the Paleolithic age? Paleolithic age, which meant paleo means old, lithos means stone. So Paleolithic age, which meant Paleolithic age, which meant old stone age. The old stone age, which extended from 25 lakh years to 10,000 years, which was known as Paleolithic age. So when we are talking about the Paleolithic age, so we must have heard or studied about some of the characteristics, like people living in the Paleolithic age used to live a nomadic life. Nomadic life means they used to be gatherer, and they used to roam from places to places, and they were used to not settling down to any single place. They were mostly nomads. They were mostly roaming from separate places to distinct places in search of food, water, weapons, and places where they can reside momentarily, not permanently. Now, when we are studying about Mesolithic age, some of the characteristics change. Likewise, when we discuss about Paleolithic age, the most important characteristic of the Paleolithic age, which we have studied before Mesolithic age, was invention of fire. You must always remember the most important characteristic about Paleolithic age, which was studied before this. So the most important characteristic of Paleolithic age is the invention of fire. And how did that happen? When the ancient humans, what did they do? They rubbed two stones across each other. And suddenly a spark happened, and from that spark, people they came to know that fire can be put on. How? Because whenever we have some very dry leaves, twigs or wood, and if that spark hits that wood or twig, then it catches fire. So by doing that, the Paleolithic man came across the invention of fire, and which was the most important aspect about that age. Now, when we are studying about Mesolithic age, first of all we have to understand that Mesolithic age starts from 10,000 BCE to 8,000 BCE. First of all, this is the age time period which extends from 10,000 BCE to 8,000 BCE, and this is known as Mesolithic age. What does it mean? Meso means middle, lithic word comes from the word lithos, which means stone, and age. So middle stone age, Mesolithic age, also known as middle stone age, extended from 10,000 BCE to 8,000 BCE. That's it for the tenure. Now going forward, we have to start with some of its basic characteristics, or some of its characteristics which made it separate or distinct from the Paleolithic age. What was that? In Paleolithic age, when we were talking about Paleolithic age, what have we learned till yet? That in Paleolithic age, people used to live nomadic lifestyle. Nomadic lifestyle means that they did not used to reside at a single place. They used to roam from places to places. They had no permanent homes, no permanent places to reside, and they were basically hunter and gatherer. They didn't have permanent homes. They didn't knew about the art of agriculture. They didn't knew about art of rearing of animals. So what did they do? They used to roam from places to places in search of food, water, and settlement. But when it comes to Mesolithic age, then we come to know that in Mesolithic age, the first most important aspect which Middle Stone Age proclaims is beginning of agriculture. Which what does it means? That in Paleolithic age there were no one who knew the art of agriculture. What did they do for eating food? They used to pluck it from the trees. They used to kill the animals for the food, flesh and meat, all sort of things. So they didn't do cultivation and they didn't do that art. But in meantime, in Middle Stone Age, Mesolithic age, they started agriculture. They came to know about the art of agriculture and they started cultivation of certain crops. So first of all, the most important aspect of this age is beginning of agriculture. People which didn't knew about the art of agriculture in Paleolithic age started doing the agriculture in Mesolithic age. Now, secondly, rearing of animals. The second basic characteristic about this age is rearing of animals. What does it mean? Rearing of animals means then humans started doing to use the animals in such a way like milking the animals or rearing, that is taking out the outer covering, skin covering like wool from the sheep and the outer skin of the animals for clothing, because there were no certain modern cloths like this in those times. So what did they use? They used the skin of the animals for covering their bodies, as well as they also use the wool which was derived from the sheep's skin for various purposes. So rearing of animals, meaning taking out their skin as well as milking them out for milk, was also started to be done in this age, that is Mesolithic age. Now moving forward, first domesticated animal. The first domesticated animal was dog, and dog, which was the first domesticated animal. What does this term mean? Domesticated animal means that it was the first animal which was accompanied by men. That is, it was not a type of violent or wild animal which used to harm men for no absolute reason. So domesticated animal which can be tamed, which can be accompanied with, like most of us have dogs at their home, cats at their home. So dog was the first domesticated animal which was domesticated 15,000 years ago. So this was the third important characteristic of Mesolithic age. Now moving forward, Mesolithic tools are called microlith. Mesolithic tools are called microlith. What does it mean? Mesolithic. Mesolithic means Middle Stone Age tools. The tools which were made in Middle Stone Age are known as microlith. Now, when you have studied in Paleolithic Age tools were known as macrolith. Macro means large, huge in size. So the tools which were used in Old Stone Age or Paleolithic Age were larger in size, huge in size. So that were known as macrolith. But now in Mesolithic tools, the tools became micro. Micro means small. This is the division. Micro means small, lith means stone. So in this age, in Middle Stone Age, tools became smaller in size. But they were not only smaller, they were smaller, sharper. They were more sharper than the tools which were used in Paleolithic Age, and also they were more efficient. Efficient means they can be very handy, they can be very useful in various sorts of works, and which was done in that age. So the tools which were used in Mesolithic Age were microlith. Microlith means small and lith means stone. So the tools which were smaller in size but much more efficient and much more sharper than the tools which were used in Paleolithic Age. So these are some characteristics which we come to see about the Mesolithic Age. So we have discussed two topics here, Paleolithic Age, Mesolithic Age. We will start in next class about the third age, which is Neolithic Age. Okay, thank you class. So do revise these things and we will certainly discuss about the problems which arise from these topics. Thank you.